COVID period, I struggled with the motivation to get anything done. And my parents helped push me and always ensured that I completed the requirements. Honestly, I don't think I would have gotten here without my parents. I'm also very grateful for the many memorable trips and experiences throughout the years. Some were memorable because bad weather, others were filled with interesting experiences. 3 of the trips that immediately come to mind are Assateague Island, the Appalachian Trail hike, and the canoe trip. At Assateague Island, we spent Saturday walking around the boardwalk having fun. And then at 2 a.m. on Sunday, we woke up to some solid 30-mile-an-hour winds. The wind was throwing tents all over the place, sand was going everywhere and getting in everything. We rushed out of there as fast as we could, just throwing our stuff into our trailer. We wound up at a local diner and had a nice 4 a.m. pancake and bacon breakfast. Then there were the Appalachian Trail and canoe trips. I won't say these trips were awful, but they were definitely memorable. On the Appalachian Trail trip, we hiked around 10 miles in one day through the woods. The entire way I was complaining, as my dad can probably attest. My feet were in pain and were sore for probably the next 3 days, and that's when I decided that hiking trips probably weren't my thing. The canoe trip was also memorable for the pain I endured. The plan for the canoe trip was to canoe about 3 miles in about 5 hours, but it ended up taking more around 9. The water was low, meaning the boats got stuck quite frequently, often on submerged branches, requiring us to get out of the boat and pull it along. I returned from that trip with what felt like hundreds of bruises on my shins from tripping on branches in the water. But even though those trips were painful and not always the most enjoyable, they were some of the ones I remember the most. Of course, not all trips were like that. There were plenty that were just pure fun. The early trip to Horseshoe for summer camp and the Sea Base High Adventure trip are 2 that stand out among the rest. Horseshoe gave me some of my best memories, like staying up till 11 playing poker or blackjack with my friends, or just simply messing around. But Sea Base was the best time I had throughout my years in this trip. We spent a week living on a sailboat, traveling around the Florida Keys, snorkeling at beautiful coral reefs, deep sea fishing, and learning to sail. The best part was probably on the last day when we went lobster diving right after we woke up. And then we ate those very same lobsters for breakfast. Throughout my scouting career, I've learned many lessons and gained valuable skills. They've come from experiences on trips, at summer camp, or completing merit badges. On trips, I've learned things such as how to use a map and compass, how to survive a night in the wilderness, what knots are used in certain situations, and what plants are dangerous and which are safe. However, not all the lessons I've learned involve outdoors or survival skills. During camp, I learned how to work as a team to accomplish a desired goal and gain valuable friendships. Merit badges have taught me what to do in an emergency, how to manage money smartly, and how my local, state, and federal governments work. Then, of course, there's my Eagle Project, which was probably the most challenging part of my entire scouting experience, but it taught me the most. I had to work with others to create a plan, then lead a group of my peers to reach an end result. Through the experience of my Eagle Scout, I learned what it truly means to be a leader. Scouting taught me many lessons that I probably wouldn't have gotten from school or other parts of my life. I learned things that will always stick with me no matter where I am in life or what is going on. This leads me to my mentor pin. The person I'm giving my mentor pin to is quite literally responsible for me being able to stand here. After my time in Cub Scouts was up and it was time to join Boy Scouts, I was initially hesitant. I wasn't sure I wanted to join Boy Scouts, but my dad told me, go to the first meeting and see how you feel. Obviously, I enjoyed it, because now, 7 years later, I'm giving a speech at an Eagle Court of Honor. My dad was always there, giving me a little push if I needed it, and to offer help if I was struggling. He was a crucial part in me making it to this point. You kept me dedicated, and you kept me on track. Thank you.